It is 6 o'clock on a Friday morning, and can you say fog?
Spooky, right?
Yeah, it's perfect for the weekend before Halloween.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, you guys. I'm Virginia Cha.
I'm Jason Martinez, Megan Perry, meteorologist here, and that's like perfect weather for this weekend, right?
I know, I love it. And we're going to be seeing dropping temperatures for Halloween as well, too. But today's still warm, but let's show you another view. Well, I wish I could. You can't even see it. Coronado out there just has disappeared. Another shot of downtown. You can see it's very foggy here. Though the fog in downtown has improved in some areas compared to others. When we went on air, San Diego and Imperial Beach, visibility was less than half a mile. Imperial Beach has been improving quite a bit. However, Coronado and La Jolla, the fog has actually moved on up into La Jolla, which is different than it was about an hour ago. So foggy in La Jolla as well. I do want to get your air quality forecast because we are dealing with smoke, especially coming from the fires in Mexico. Campo up through Alpine. Air quality levels today will be unhealthy for sensitive groups, and it will be moderate for everywhere else. So if you can really smell that smoke, you might want to head indoors or limit your time outdoors at least. 80s at the coast, 90s for our inland valleys. I'll pinpoint how warm it will be where you live today and your Monster Bash forecast when I come back in 8 minutes. And people need to watch out for that fog. You've got a great view of it right there, Kalina.
I was going to say, it doesn't get any foggier than this, or actually it might. This is your ride in Coronado. This is our Caltrans camera, and you can see it is extremely foggy in this area. This is along the 5 freeway, just like we mentioned before, but your ride into this area is still looking pretty good. It's only about 4 to 5 minutes coming off the 5 heading into Coronado toward the base there. So I'm going to watch this for you. I'll let you know if this changes or if the commute starts to tighten up. Overall, with our 10 News Live traffic tracker, everything else is looking pretty good. This crash we had on the 54 just cleared. Jason?
Kalina, thank you. New from overnight, police pull an entire family out of their Otay Mesa West home there in the middle of the night here because police were searching for a man hiding inside after he led them on a high-speed chase.
Let's get to 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala live in Otay Mesa West. Mimi, it was a hectic night.
It was absolutely hectic. Everything is calm and quiet now. This is on Picard Avenue around midnight. It was a completely different scene. It was filled with officers up and down this street. Now, this all started in National City with this police trying to pull over a motorcyclist who was speeding, but he wouldn't pull over, instead zipping through several residential streets like these here and ending up on one of the homes here, inside of one of the homes, prompting that standoff. Now, a helicopter was watching the man's move from up above as he took quick turns through the streets from National City to Otay Mesa West. He ended up ditching his bike in front of a home on Enero Court, then ran up a hillside and went into this home on Picard Avenue. Now, officers ended up surrounding it for about 45 minutes when they believed he was inside. They finally went in through the backyard and started searching for the motorcyclist and ended up bringing out the entire family, including a little girl. They ended up cuffing a few family members for questioning, but they were all let back inside of the home, except for one man who they did believe was their suspect. Now, he was questioned for quite some time at the home, and I did speak with CHP this morning, who did confirm that there was an arrest made. We're live in Otay Mesa West. Mimi Alcala, 10 News.
Thank you, Mimi. And a breaking news update now. Story we first told you about 11 o'clock last night, but we now know that this fire that's been burning north of our county in Wildomar was sparked by a motorcycle crash. Fire burning just off the 15 to the north of Temecula there. And here's what else we can tell you about this fire as far as where it stands now. Families in several areas are still being told to get out and stay out of their homes for safety. 350 acres have burned and the fire is 15% contained. Now, the heat and wind yesterday made the firefight difficult, but weather conditions are going to be more favorable today.
Meanwhile, a wildfire in El Cajon forcing families to hunker down in their homes. A witness says it started when a driver threw something out a car window. The brush fire started crawling up this hill toward homes near Avocado Avenue yesterday. Firefighters fought to hold it back. They warned families that in the meantime they needed to shelter in place. The man who reported the fire explains what he saw.
One of those vehicles threw something out the window and in the brush and just immediately exploded.
Firefighters were able to put that fire out in about an hour, and the investigators are looking into the reports of somebody throwing something out a window.
And last night we sent out this alert on our 10 News app when the fire broke out on El Cajon, and we let you know exactly where firefighters were. If you want to get updates like this in the future, you can download our app free in the App Store.
Happening today, deputies stepping up patrols at a Poway Middle School because they found a threatening note at the school.
And security is increased today, even though there's no school today. And 10 News anchor Jim Patton live at Meadowbrook Middle School this morning. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning to you, Jason and Virginia. The staff will be here today. It's a professional development day, but the students will not. This note was found yesterday about 11:30 by a staff member on an 8th grade student. It's described as a handwritten.
All right, we'll continue to track this for you. But again, students not in school, but because teachers will be there, they have increased security because the note included names of teachers and students. Meanwhile, happening today, the Mexican billionaire who tried to buy influence in San Diego during the election will be sentenced today. That's on the heels of him lodging some new accusations against former DA Bonnie Dumanis. Jose Lozano donated about $200,000 in money and services toward Dumanis' campaign when she was running for mayor in 2012. Lozano now says he personally told Dumanis he was not a U.S. citizen. Well, Dumanis says that's not true and that she was never made aware that Lozano was a foreign national who by law cannot donate to U.S. elections. Dumanis is now running for county supervisor. Renee?
Yeah, this is breaking overnight. A top U.S. official is calling North Korea a threat to global order. Secretary of State James Mattis accusing North Korea of threatening a catastrophe, but Mattis does say that the U.S. remains committed to diplomatic efforts instead of military ones. Now, he spoke just this morning on a trip to the demilitarized zone that's between the North and the South, right here with the South Korean defense minister. You know, he is talking right before President Trump leaves on his first trip to Asia. That will be next week, and that includes a stop in South Korea. Guys?
All right, Renee, thank you very much. And we have new developments this morning in the battle over tax reform. Republicans are working on a tax reform bill to roll out in the next couple of weeks. House kickstarted the process by passing a budget bill yesterday, and that lets them pass a tax bill with a simple majority. And it was a dramatic vote, too, because going into it, it wasn't clear that GOP lawmakers had even enough votes. Some Republicans had vowed to vote against it or vote no, upset over the plans to curb the state and local tax deduction in the tax proposal.
6:07, federal officials are getting ready to test the finished border wall prototypes. The government unveiled the 8 border wall prototypes yesterday. You see them there lined up. They're in Otay Mesa. Each prototype costs roughly $500,000, and sometime next month, federal officials will test them to see how effective they are.
We're going to test it for digging, we're going to test it for breachability, and we're going to test it for climbing.
Customs and Border Protection says there ultimately may not be just one finalist. There could be some sort of hybrid, including the best of each prototype. The White House has not confirmed when or if the president will come to the South Bay to check out those walls.
Happening today, a new transit center is opening in University City. The 80,000 square foot center located at the Westfield UTC Mall. 11 MTS bus lines will operate from the center, and it has some pretty cool features like shaded waiting areas, signboards, bicycle lockers, and direct access to the mall.
And I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot.
Get ready for a mad dash for Hamilton tickets. The award-winning musical coming to San Diego in January. People expected to line up for tickets at the Civic Center downtown. Not clear exactly how many tickets will be available. They go on sale 10 this morning at the box office and online. Now, there was a pre-sale yesterday for people who had signed up through a Ticketmaster program, and if this was any indication of how crazy popular this musical is going to be here in town. People's tweets showing some mixed results with that pre-sale. One girl writing she got tickets, somebody else writing it was a bust. Once the show does start, there will be a lottery for $10 tickets. We'll have more info on that on 10news.com.
Someone's going to be entering that lottery. Somebody right over here.
I didn't get the pre-sale tickets yesterday. I was very upset about it. And I don't know if you saw that person that said it was a bust. They saw it in New York City and LA. So that just doesn't seem fair. I just want to see it once. Come on. All right, I'll let you know what you can't really see right now, and that's La Jolla. It's pretty much gone. It is very foggy here. Visibility in downtown only about a mile, and the reporting station at La Jolla, yeah, it says about 7 miles, but there are clearly parts of La Jolla where visibility is much worse. Coronado also very foggy. You can actually see on our satellite imagery right where those clouds are, so maybe parts of Point Loma as well dealing with some fog. This afternoon we'll be in the 70s and 80s along our coastline, right around 90 for most of our inland neighborhoods, 92 in Poway this afternoon, and 70s with a few 80s for our mountain locations with 90s out in the deserts, and you're counting down the days you can get out to the haunted houses. Here's your triple haunt for the Haunted Hotel, the Scream Zone, and the Haunted Trail tonight. Temperatures starting off in the 70s, dipping down to the 60s, so maybe bring a light jacket with you. And of course, the Monster Bash. We have to bring back our dancing mummy this year. Oh yeah, I love him doing the twist. This is your Monster Bash hour by hour for tomorrow night. The event happens 6 p.m. to midnight. Temperatures generally in the 60s for that event, and we know, Kalina, you like that twist too.
I was going to say